Hello everybody, this is Knoxef, and welcome to my creative testing world. I've been recording videos here for a while, and we're back today, and I wanted to go over noteblock. And so this video is going to be themed all around just one specific block, and that is this block. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be learning about all its different notes, the blocks that make it change and do stuff, and how to, make music with these. So they're a very curious block, and I think the first thing I'm going to go over is the sounds that they make, because that's like the primary focus is making a noise. And so, depending on which block they are on top of, they make a different noise. For example, on wood and on sand, they make different noises. On wood, they make that noise, they make like a bass noise, and on sand, they make like a snare noise. So if you want to make a drum, you wouldn't make it out of this, you'd make it out of the sand. So it starts with a bass sound, goes snare. Glass is very similar to this one, so you can kind of use them. This one is kind of like a muted thump. It could be used as a bass drum. Gold is chimes, I think xylophones specifically. This one's kind of a curious one. I don't really know how you use it. It doesn't seem to be that useful, but it exists. This one is a bell. You could kind of use this to allot you that like a farm is finished or something like that. It seems kind of could be useful in that way. And then with wool, this is a guitar. Then bone block, it's an xylophone. Block of iron, marimba, I think is the right word. This, I don't know what this is. Sounds kind of like some wood block. This is didgeridoo. Block of emerald is, this is like 8-bit kind of noise. 8-bit piano. I think that could be useful if you're making an 8-bit song. Hey, that is like banjo. Glowstone is electric piano. And then if there's nothing below the block, then it just makes a normal piano noise. So using all these different instruments, you can make like a bunch of different music from this. And so I just want to show you a quick example of how to use these blocks to kind of make a beat. So I have over here prepared something, and as you can see, this is what it looks like underneath the ground. So this, right now, there's nothing underneath them, so they'll just make the normal piano noise. And so what you can do is you can have, when they're powered by redstone, they make the noise. So if you put a button on it, it makes a noise. Put a repeater, it can make the noise, and also powers too. So if you want to play a chord, you could do this, and you can also add more around and stuff like this. But that's how, whoops, I shouldn't have done that. But yeah, that's how you kind of make chords. And so if you click it, you see it kind of makes a beat. And so I'll show you this one. This one, as you can see, has a block under it, so it makes a different noise. If you can listen again. Yeah. So, I'm kind of explain. When you're making music, usually it looks something like this. And when you're making music, you want to have some sheet music on you. And it depends on the tempo of the song, how the repeating timers work. But for example, for a 1/4 note, it could be like 3 out. For like 1/2 note, for like a half note, it could be like 6. For an 8th note, it could be like a 2, and then 16th note, it could just be 1. And using kind of like a system like that, this is just an example. Really use whatever timings you want. For like the first, for like I'd suggest designing something for like a 1/4 beat or a 1/8 beat, and then basing the rest of your repeated timings off of that, so that all the timing sounds natural. And depending on the tempo of the song, the repeaters of each kind of rhythm, each rest, or each note, they will all be a different length. So I can't really say, oh yeah, for example, a 1/4 note is definitely always 3, because no, if it's slower paced it might be 4, if it's faster paced it might be 2. Really, it requires some creativity, so you've got to listen to the song a few times, listen to how it's playing on the note blocks, and then make decisions off of that. You can always change the timings again. And so, using these, you can kind of start creating a song. And so the one thing I haven't gone over is the actual notes. And so I'll put up on the screen a guide to what you want to do. And so basically, if you look at the sheet music and it's like, oh, you need to do an A, and this is just, I'm making this up right now, but say for an A, you gotta press it 4 times. So you place it down, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then say that is a 1/4 beat, and for this tempo, the 1/4 beat is 3 ticks. So then this is like the 1/4 note, and then you go to the next note. This one is a B note. So you go 1, 2, 3, and then this is a B note, which is slightly lower than the A note. Or actually, it would be 1, 2, because then that would be an. Oh no, okay. Sorry, I'm confusing myself because some have flats, some don't have flats and sharps. So you gotta keep that in mind. And there's no such thing as a B sharp. So I was just confused. And then this one, if this one was shorter, the one in front of it would be shorter. So if there's like a long note, then you want to put the long note at the end. You don't want to put the long note in front of, say, this note, specifically this note, it needs to be long. You put the long at the end, not the front. The one in the front is the length for the one before. So you always put the length that this note is for in front of the note block. That's something you always have to keep in mind, and if you get it mixed up, the rhythm will sound completely unnatural. And so, before I wanted to end this video, I wanted to show you an example. So I've been speaking about how to do this, but I haven't really been showing you how to do this. And before we do that, one thing I do want to show you is you can kind of make loops. For example, if you have one melody that's played in multiple times, you can just make a loop. And so it goes all the way down to the beginning again. I mean, you can do it, set up a redstone contraption so that it only does this like 1 or twice and then moves on to the next section. But I just want to show you as this is something else you can do if you don't want to have to repeat this whole entire thing again. Because making music in Minecraft is incredibly time consuming. Alright, so let's hop over to the world and I want to show you the beat that I made. Okay, so here we are, and you might be wondering, why is this all snowy? And that's because I made a winter-themed one, kind of like holiday, Christmas season, holiday season, whatever you call it, whatever you celebrate. And I know it's nowhere near the holiday season, but I made this during the holiday season, and this is the most complex one that I had on hand. And so, as you can see, I'll just play it right now, and then I'll show it later. Okay, so it's a bit rudimentary, but it shows the gist of what I'm doing. And so, you may notice that I have actually 2 lines, and this one is the alto, and this one is the tenor or bass. I'm not very good at sheet music and stuff, but this one is the higher, or if you're playing this on the piano, this would be your right hand, this would be your left hand. So this one is a lot deeper, and so because of that, I'm using wood as the instrument to make a darker sound, and then this one, I'm just using the normal piano sound. And so I can play kind of 2 songs at once, which, you know, almost harmonize. And so, yeah, one thing that you may have noticed at the end, and I'll play the song again, is that it sounds just really strange. And I'll show you it. I'll point it out. Yeah, that note. Lag or something. But you hear, it doesn't sound like the rest, and that's because I actually had to use a different instrument. And I'll explain what that is. Because each instrument, although they use the same scale, different notes can sound in different ways. So, for example, well, the piano only goes so low. The lowest that it goes is that, but when it's, you can see that's lower. And so if you want to get a lower note than what you're using with the piano, you kind of forced to use a different instrument, and that doesn't sound good. So that's why I'd recommend always going the higher option, because then you have abilities to go down and up. So that's something I messed up in this song, and you should always avoid. But if you ever do need to do it, using a lower instrument and then bringing it all the way up does work, but as you can hear, it just doesn't sound very nice. So that is all. That is actually all I have for you today. It's been about a 10-minute video, which has been decently long, and so hopefully using this, you can make all sorts of songs using note blocks. And if you have any questions, leave them in the description. And I hope you enjoyed, and if you make any of these note blocks music, and I challenge you, every single one of you who's watching this video, you guys should all go out, make the best, coolest, your favorite song, make them in Minecraft, and I want you guys to send me them in the comments, because I'll be very, very interested to see all sorts of music that you guys make. So, thank you all for watching. This has been Knoxef, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye!